First grade was when everything really started for me. I was really nauseous and had tons of ear infections, sinus infections, upper respiratory infections, and that's just when I remember everything really starting. And then 8th grade is when everything got pretty bad. I had a volleyball injury. I served the volleyball and tore 75% of the ligament off the bone and a nerve, and unattached a nerve. And then 5 weeks later, I had surgery and I had no pain medicine in between, so I would lay on the couch in a fetal position and cry. And then 6 months later, I unattached the nerves again, turning the wheel of a golf cart left, and unattached one nerve and partially unattached 2 more. And 7 weeks later, I had another surgery. No pain medicine, would lay on the couch and cry, and it was just really hard and really bad. In between those 2 times, I tried to get off the couch and couldn't walk and was in a wheelchair and went down to a children's hospital, and they said the trauma from my arm was sending mixed signals to my body from all of the pain, and it would go away in a few weeks. And it did, and things slowly started getting better. And then after the second surgery, I started experiencing anxiety. I would have panic attacks many a day, up to 4 hours. They could be 4 hours 3 times a day. And I couldn't do school, I couldn't do schoolwork, I couldn't even plug in my Chromebook without having an attack. They were really bad. My anxiety would really set off anything. It didn't just need to be school. It could be I just was watching a show with my mom and dad and I would randomly have a panic attack. I couldn't take any tests at school. I eventually went back to school, but I would end up in the nurse's office almost every day. And then my parents would have to come pick me up. I could just be out on a golf cart ride and I would have one. I could just really be doing anything, and then things would get really bad. And I would have 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 a day and just try and keep going. I went to the ER for some of them because they were so bad. My teachers had to write off the first semester, and there was one night I switched medicine because the doctors told me I had a chemical imbalance, which, looking back, I didn't. And I was up at 1 a.m. and I couldn't sleep. I was hallucinating. We had to drive around outside. I couldn't breathe. I was scared. I had to have all the lights on. I had to wake up my dad. And it was just really bad, and it was a really hard time. And it was just all these events that led together. And then I sprained my knee. I had tendonitis in my left foot. Then I had tendonitis in my right foot. And couldn't really walk for 10 weeks, was on crutches and boots, had to use elevators, couldn't use stairs. My parents and I, we would always try and figure out what was happening and why it would always happen to me. None of my friends, thankfully, would ever get sick so bad, but it was always like, it's always gonna happen to Kenna, it always happens to Kenna. And I would miss 23 to 26 days of school every year since first grade because I couldn't recover. If I got a sinus infection, it would take way longer than it should have because my immune system was just so weak, it couldn't handle anything. And we tried to go to doctors around where I live. We went to the state capitol. We would go everywhere that we could, to all different doctors that we knew, and I would always be on different medicines and antibiotics, and then those aren't good for you. And I was just on so many. It was like we were a pharmacy because I was always on so many different medicines. One night my mom was on Facebook and came across Levi's story, and he had a near drowning and went to PWC Chiropractic and was helping him, and he was getting great results from them. And his mom had posted a picture of a poster, and my mom clicked on the poster and zoomed in and was like, this is my child, this is Kenna. And the next morning she called PWC Chiropractic and they said, she's a candidate. And my mom was like, I don't think she's bad enough. She's not severe enough. She never had an accident. And they said, it's okay. It doesn't matter. She can still come. And so we came in April, just my mom and I, stayed with some family friends, and did the 2-week intensive program and started on a Monday, got 2 adjustments every day except on Sundays, and they've helped tremendously. Within the first adjustment, I was off of crutches. I walked in on crutches. I walked out without them. I saw colors brighter. The colors, everything was so vibrant. Like the grass was so much greener, the skies were so much bluer, and it was cloudy. And everything was so clear. And I've never seen color like I have on that first adjustment. Like I won't ever forget that. And then we kept coming back and kept coming back. And every day I saw new improvement. I was walking better, my skin cleared up, my eczema cleared up, my nausea was gone, my headaches were gone, my back and my neck and my shoulders weren't so tight anymore. Everything just started getting so much better so fast. It was really hard to believe that these results were so real so fast, and I thought, oh, maybe in the morning they will go back, but they didn't. And I just was quickly 100% believing in what they would tell me and the adjustments, and trusted them 100% and knew that whatever they did was going to work for me. And like, this was finally what I had hoped for, and this was finally my answer, and finally what was going to help me get better. My life before chiropractic, I always felt like up to a 5 or 6 out of 10. Like I always was dizzy, nauseous, anxious, and just never felt good. Since doing chiropractic, I'm a 9 or 10 out of 10 every day, and I feel great. I feel so much lighter and looser, like this weight's been lifted off of me. I'm not nauseous. I'm drinking much more water and eating a lot, and I just feel so much better overall, and chiropractic is the absolute answer. My name is Kenna, and we will make it through this storm.